So we haven't done this like this before. Well, not before, in a while. It's Monday. Don't know what date. I know it's Monday today. I'll put the date up when I'm putting this together. It's 3:30, nearly 3:40 in the afternoon. I have been off today, but I chose to spend some time with Mr. And then we came back from a local garden center where I went to have some breakfast, and I ended up falling asleep from 12 o'clock until 3 o'clock. I needed it, so I slept, and now I'm up and I am off to do what I couldn't do earlier. It was raining anyway. Is to do my 1 hour weeding challenge. I actually missed last week's weeding challenge because I've been away. My daughter graduated from university. Very exciting, and it took my whole weekend, and the exhaustion, the travel took us a while to travel up, and we stayed there. It was a long day, but now it's time for gardening. So let's get on. Okay, don't even know if you can see me properly. It looks like there's a shadow there. Is there a shadow, or is it me? There is a shadow. Hold on 2 seconds. Okay, hi. I was trying to work on this. There was a shadow from the holder itself. Oh, my elbow. My elbow is killing me a little bit. Did I actually? Nah, they must be in there. I've got gloves in there. No excuses. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, I was sleeping. And then, ooh, cabbage white. No hope in hell. Not here anyway, she says, before she's even looked carefully at her. Yeah, no, we're closed off fully. Oh, yeah, I've got busy buzzes. Anyway, enough distraction. I'm here to do my 1 hour challenge. It's now probably about 3:45, 3:50. I need to get on and get it done so I can get home and get ready for a working day tomorrow. I'm away for the next weekend as well, so this is my time to commune with the plants and to enjoy the space before I go away. But even as I'm trying to enjoy the space, I see the work that is needed. I was trying to get away from having to do what I know I need to do. Not want, need. Need is the word. After all the scratchings I had last time. These are my gardening clothes, okay? I do this capsule wardrobe system, and in it there's certain clothes that you don't wear out other than for something specific like sport. 30 for 3 if anyone has ever heard of it, or is it 33 for 3, where you have 33 items of clothing that includes your shoes and everything, for 3 months, and then you can cycle it out at the end of it. So that's all you have in your wardrobe, and you put everything away. That's digressing, but these are not counted in those 33 for 3. They're my gardening clothes. I chose my gardening clothes without thought for the season because I always get hot. And because I always get hot, I like to wear short sleeves. And so I have short sleeves, and I'm going back into the raspberries where there are horrid, creeping wild raspberries which don't produce much but like to creep all over the place and make my life hell. And I'm also going into stinging nettle territory over there where my mushroom beds are. So, but it needs to be done. I'm going to set the timer for 1 hour, and I'm going to get on and get gardening. Now, the other thing I want to do is I want to put the challenge out there, is I want to add tidy your garden or allotment challenge, because let me show you. Sometimes the challenge in what we want to do is not so much what we have to do, but rather what we have to get across in order to do what we need to do. Work out that twisted wording. So in the back here, I want to weed. To weed, I have to pull away the wood that's on the ground. So I'm going to have to tidy that as I go. Over there, further down, in there, I need to weed, but I've also got a lot of junk in there. So that needs tidying as I go along. So ultimately, weeding is easier when you don't have anything, you know, any obstacles in your way. So like here, when I was weeding this space, it had this wood. So what did I do? I moved the mess from there to there in order that I can create more work for myself when I get to that space. But I'm going to tidy as I go. So ultimately, it might be a 2-hour stint if I'm counting the tidying as well. But I'll set the timer for 1 hour and see how much I can get done. And we'll go from there. I don't know if you can actually see the bee, because I can't see. The sun is behind me. Anyway, let me get on. And it rained. It really rained hard for a few minutes. And I come here and everything looks so dry. So I will have to water, because all my plants look like they need water. I mean, they look bedraggled from the wind yesterday, but I feel like this space needs a bit of watering as well. So probably what I need to do is get the watering whatever, the hose pipe out, plug it in and set it up to water different bed areas whilst I clean and tidy, because otherwise I'll have to water after I finish cleaning and tidying, and that is not going to happen. Okay, right, let me get on. Okay, I'm having a change of heart, not because I don't want to weed, but because if you look at my pumpkins here, I've got brown spot, which is a sign of poor watering. So I'm actually trying to water whilst watching what I'm doing. And in addition to that, I need to clear some of those leaves in order that I don't infect the ones that are fine. And so instead of weeding, I've been stood here thinking and actually questioning what is more important, getting rid of the weeds or having a healthy plant. So I'm going to clear some of these leaves, just as I've been doing in the courgettes as well. So I've repurposed the bottle in order to try and create a different way of watering, which means that the water goes from the hose pipe direct onto the ground and doesn't actually spray the leaves, and it's working well at the moment. But whilst it's working, I also need to clear these leaves. So you know, every time you come to the garden, there's something else that needs doing, something that takes priority over what you planned to do. And in this case, I planned to weed, but now I'm going to tidy these pumpkin patch up and get rid of all the leaves that have a bit of brown spot on them, and they can go, because I want a pretty looking pumpkin patch, not one with brown bits and pieces. I don't know if you can see them, but yeah, they do look naff. The fresh growth down the end looks lovely, but the growth that is close to the beginning looks old and decrepit. So let's get on and do that. I have no control over my watering, so I'm going to do that first and then get on and do my finish this. It hasn't taken as long as I expected, but it's because I'm trying to multitask. It's proving impossible for me to finish one thing, but as you can see, it does look much better than it did before. And so I'm just going to clear out a few more of the leaves just here, and I'll be happier. It'll give the plant room to breathe and space to dry out if it gets wet. finish watering, and then when I finish watering, I'm going to see what time it is and decide from there whether or not I'm going to do the 1 hour weeding challenge now, or whether I'll leave it for tomorrow. Ideally, I want to get it done today, kill myself today in case tomorrow I don't have the energy to come down here after work. So the plan is to anticipate that tomorrow I might be too tired, and therefore to try and get something done today. But saying that, the fact that I actually slept all night and then ended up having 3 hours of sleep in the afternoon suggests that I may need to rest, and I need to listen to that as well. So I'll let you know how I go and what I decide. So let's get on and finish watering, and then I'll go from there. Okay, I'm done watering. I'm going to finish this. Let me see what time it is. I've been here for nearly over an hour. Watering alone takes a long time. I need to work out a better system. Probably set up the equivalent of a drip system that I can connect to the hose pipe and have pipes running to each area, watering at the same time whilst I do something else. But that's in the future when Stella has money. Right now I don't have money for that kind of thing, so I'm just going to get home, finish clearing out the bad looking leaves in here, and then I'll do my 1 hour challenge. So my 1 hour challenge, I'm going to do 10 more minutes here, and then I'll do 5 till 6, and then I'll be done, and it will be on a timer. No messing about, nothing like that today. Today it is going to be serious work, no stopping unless I'm moving you, and let's see how much we'll get done. Okay, let me get on. I wasn't going to show you this, but look, the bin is a success. The compost bin. Hold on, sorry, I'm going to try and angle you because I don't want to take you off the stand. Let's see if I can get you to see what the temperature is. Sorry. As you can see, we are well in the active phase, and as long as I keep feeding it, it maintains that really well. So I'm just going to top it up with the stuff I'm taking out now, and we're at about 46 degrees, so that's good enough for me. Okay, let me get on and do this now. I knew one or two of you might wonder whether or not it's working, and the answer is yes, it is working very well. Oh, I brought in my bokashi compost and I put it in there, and that's why you've got a lot of insects and flies, but it was all the way to the top and already shrunk again. So this is a beast. It really likes to eat, so I have to make sure that it'll push me to weed and to clear stuff just so I can have something to feed it. All right, let me get on and do this again. Perfect timing. The time is 5:02, so I'm going to start you off here. Okay, we're going to work along this side on this path because, as you can see, I have nowhere to pass, and so what I need to do is I need to clear this path of the weeds that are starting up on it just down there, and then go into, I really don't like having this gooseberry here. I don't. It really bugs me. It takes up my space. Every time I look at it, I just feel like I want to get rid of it so I can actually have space. Who wants space on an allotment? Where do I want space? I have to think about that. Anyway, the weeds start down here, right there. So I'm going to get started and go from now. So I'm going to count it as 17:04 and we'll get started. guinea crawlies trying to dig up the areas that I've actually sorted, but that's okay. It's not a problem as long as it's not weeds picking up the areas that I've sorted. Let me get your time lapse and get started. Sometimes we assume that things will take longer than they do. This small area here has taken me just about 20 minutes to clear, and I can actually see something I need to move. One of these. You leave it down, it will creep and root and get back in there. And in the process of weeding this area, as I pulled out the weeds, I was able to see that, yes, the mycelium is growing, Nick. Nick and I are both growing mushrooms, or trying to grow mushrooms. I put my mushrooms down. I put the spores down, covered them, have never looked underneath to see. And yesterday I was on Nick's live chat, and she was saying that she had checked, and I said I hadn't checked and I hadn't planned to check. However, I accidentally saw that there is mycelium growing underneath, that you've got a lot of white looking powder underneath in the wood chip in the areas where I put the mushroom spores. Hopefully it is the right type of hopefully it's the right type of spore that is growing and not the wrong one. But yeah, I'm going to go to the other side now because I've still got time to weed, so I've got other areas I can get weeded. Before I start, check this out. Isn't that gorgeous? I wonder if it will fly away. It doesn't know what it wants to do. You need to go off and find another life elsewhere, because I need to get on. I've got weeding to do. I haven't got time to keep you company and to offer you somewhere to sit. So can you please go off? Like now? Come on, fly away. Fly away, fly away. Come on, fly, fly, fly. Right, you need to decide. Come on, don't be afraid. Come on, that's it. Come on, fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away. Come on, fly away. No, I'm not that comfortable. Come on. There, let's get on. Right, before I get on with more weeding, may I just say the grass clippings, and I said it before, but the grass clippings are working really well to suppress weeds underneath the raspberries. I was able to look down and see and find the wild raspberries and pull them out. There are quite a bit of them there, and they scratched me, so I didn't get away without any scratches. I don't think I'll be putting those in my compost because I'd have to chop them down, and right now I haven't got anything to chop them down, nor do I want to be scratched anymore, so they'll go on the communal compost pile, which is down at the end of the road. Hello, can you see me? Because of the cabbage white, I'm actually underneath the net and I'm going to weed in here. Oh, typical. And I've forgotten my glove, my other glove, but there's no spikiness in here, so I don't mind using my hands. So let's get on. Let me turn you around and you can see what I'm doing. But 1 hour It's definitely a lot today. I'm impressed by how much it is actually. So I'm impressed, and I'm going to carry on and do this area now. And if this high thing gets in the way of the high protection gets in the way of my view, it's actually pretty decent when it comes to weeding, because I can actually get inside without having to pull the whole thing off. I think the secret is always access. Once you're in, it's easy enough. It's getting in that is the challenge. But now that I'm in here, I can actually get to this bindweed quite easily, which makes it easier to make a big dent in it really quickly. So I think this is going to be the last bit I do. I think this looks like a bush of some sort. Doesn't want to come out. However much I pull, and I've got bindweed sitting on here trying to grow. Don't know what that is. But at least most of the bindweed is gone. It was covering a lot of this. This is some sort of shrub growing in that corner. I can't get to it, but I'll keep breaking it off at the base, and in that way weaken it. Because right now I'm keen to I can actually stand up in here, which is good. Okay, I've got some weeds left here. Let's get them. There we go. Okay, right. I think, sorry. It's a bit awkward, which means you're going to be a bit awkward as well. But look at that. Managed to clear all of these weeds from these two beds, and it looks much better now. Okay, let's check the time, because I'm feeling tired now. Whew. Coming out of there was a struggle, and then I've noticed that there's something in there that needs to be pulled out, so I'm going to go back in. I haven't even checked the time yet. Perfectly timed. It's 18:05, which says I've done my 1 hour. I'll just go back in and get that, and in that 1 hour we've cleared these two beds and the area in between them quite nicely. So no more bindweed. I still need to clear the bindweed. I didn't carry any container in there, and therefore it was a struggle to work out what to do with it. And in addition to that, I've cleared my path just around here, which is important to me. I like to have clear space. And then so this area here was covered in wild raspberries, and we've managed to sort those out and get rid of them, and they're gone from the plot for now until the next time. I'm hoping that if I keep weeding them out, they'll get weaker and weaker and weaker and get better as a result. And then the other thing we've done is we've cleared this whole area, so all the way up to where my compost bin area is, and I pulled a lot of wild raspberries from there, so I'm pretty pleased with it. I even went in between here through the back way and went in between there to try and pull out as much of the bindweed as I could. I still have that area to do, but that's for next time. Oh no, look what I've just seen, which needs to go. Stinging nettle, and I don't want it touching me. I'm adding to my gripe. That needs to go now, so that cannot be allowed to see 2 Sundays, and it would see 2 Sundays because I'm not here. So let me find the bottom end of the stem, I guess, taken off. Okay. Yep, I just got stung. Sorry, but the stinging nettle had to go. Oh dear, every time you come in you see something else, but then that's the way gardening is. Otherwise we would not do it, would we? If it was all easy, we'd be bored. Okay, I need to stop now, because now I'm going beyond what I'm supposed to do, and that's what makes people get fed up with gardening, is when they go beyond what they're supposed to do. But we need to get rid of this bindweed. There we go. So stinging nettle out. It looks nice. I'm sorry, it was probably a bit shaky, but it needed to be done. Okay, so that's my day done for today. I'm going to sit down for 5 minutes, drink some water, appreciate what I've done, pick up all this rubbish and get it somewhere in a container where it can actually rot down to give me some feed for my plants. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, you have a good evening, and I will see you again soon, I'm sure. Wow, this is a lot of weeds. I need to make sure I pull them out carefully and sit them on top of the here. Make sure no seedlings are going to sit and seed into my path. I should have gotten a container when I was sorting them out, but you go on and I'll carry on. I'll see you later. Okay, last thing we need to do is to get our harvest, because these guys have grown too big for their boots now. Let's get this one, then you'll see what I mean. Let's get that one. We've got another one here. And then we've got another one that's not going to get much bigger, so it needs to come off. So this is going to be part of dinner tonight. I'm hungry now, looking at these guys. Okay, in here we don't have any more guys to pick. Oh, babies. I should cover them, because in my head they're like my babies. But then you don't eat your babies. Oh, Stella, you and your warped sense of humor. These guys can do a bit more growing before we pick them. They are slow growers, so they're all right. But here we've got this one here, which is still growing well and strong. Oh, there's one down here which has been eaten. So obviously something likes eating these ones, you see. So better we leave it here for them, and we take this one before it gets eaten as well. There we go, one. And then we got another one here. Two. I think, yeah. We'll leave the others. Okay. Right. Home time. Let me get my... Okay. I was just sat here for a moment before I go home when I noticed that I can see through the raspberries to the other end, which suggests to me that I could probably do a bit more weeding here so I can see through to the end as I can see through in there. You see, there's actually space in between the raspberries where before you couldn't actually see through to the other end. So weeding is definitely a must. And of course, minus my rubbish, the space is lovely. I think I'll definitely have to take some time to book in a trip to the dump and to get rid of a lot of this wood, because it's a waste of space and it makes my space unsafe for people other than myself, because I know where every piece of wood is and which ones have nails and which ones don't. So if I'm to make this space safe for anyone, I need to make sure I sort that out. But check out my carrots and beans since I added some top dressing of farmyard manure. Was it farmyard manure or was it compost? Farmyard manure. It wasn't a peat-free compost, I can tell you that much. The leaves of the beans are now green, where before they were a kind of a dirty yellowy browny red color. Let me see if I can see one which still looks like that. Here, you see this one here? The beans were looking like those ones underneath, and now look at them, they've greened up beautifully. The carrots have lost their yellowy orangey tinge that they had. So I was right, it was a lot of nutrition in that manure. So they're doing well, aren't they? I do love them.